anyway, I would like to introduce a really good friend of mine. His name is Ralph. Hi, Ralph, thank you so much for being on my show. So, Ralph, share with us and with our viewers, how long have you been a paramedic? And
let's see, I started on an ambulance back in 1994, and so I've been doing it for quite a while. Seen a lot of different changes in the region, and now I'm working at West Hills College, doing a lot of their EMS programs, the EMT program, the paramedic program that we just started this year.
Oh, wow.
And so that's what I do now, is essentially teach full-time at West Hills College.
Awesome. And what made you decide that you wanted to teach, after all these years?
I've been teaching since about 1998, this is something that I liked at that point, and just continue to grow into that. I like giving back to the community, giving back to the EMS industry, as it's one of the things that I feel good about. And so this is, now I'm able to train and educate the future of EMS, the future paramedics and EMTs.
And you're perfect for that. You make a perfect teacher because you have that experience, and not just experience by going to school and study to become a teacher, or you have that hands-on training, being out in the field for so many years. Yeah. So that makes it really nice.
It brings the real life scenarios in, and they're more believable when someone has actually worked through that, in the experience that I've had in the industry.
Okay.
And so these are the things that I try to bring to the classroom, especially with the paramedic program. We have a simulation lab. We have an ambulance simulator that sits inside the classroom.
And we have some pictures of those.
Yeah. And so what we do here is that we have these high fidelity mannequins. And these mannequins can talk, can breathe. They have heart rates.
Really?
They have abdominal sounds. They do everything. We can do everything with these mannequins.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And so I sit back as the simulation coordinator at that point. And the students actually go in, and they have to, from the very beginning of a call, they have to establish the scene. They have to start helping the patient, stabilizing the patient, packaging the patient. And I'm out of the picture, and I'm actually talking through the mannequin.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And so as they ask questions, I answer them. As they do their interventions, like an IV, I can scream, "Hey, that hurts." And
that is neat.
So they get this real, as close to real life as possible.
Right.
And they start building the rapport with the patient, which is very important in getting down to the diagnosis of the patient and the field diagnosis of the patient. And so they do this from the very beginning. The first week of the paramedic class, I throw them in, and they start working with these high fidelity simulations. They have a gurney. They have to package the patient up on the gurney. They have to load the patient up in our ambulance simulator, and then they have to treat the patient as if they were going to the hospital.
Wow!
And so we have the sirens on. We have a number of things going on.
That's awesome. That is so awesome, because I remember when I was going through my EMT, training and stuff like that back in the day.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah. But I mean, we didn't have that stuff.
No.
All we had was Annie.
Yeah, little Annie.
Little Annie,
with no arms.
And so that didn't really prepare you for actually the real thing. So what you're doing now, what you have to offer for these students that want to get in that field, that's perfect.
Yes, and we have from an infant, a newborn infant, to a child. We have a mother that can birth a child. We have a birthing mannequin.
Wow.
And then we have the adult male.
Okay.
And so we dress them up accordingly. We get clothes donated, and so we can, make him a young gentleman or an older gentleman. We put a nice gray wig on him. And so this has has been tremendous in preparing the paramedic as they enter into the next phase, which is going to be the clinical phase and the internship phase. So there's 3 semesters that they have to go through.
Wow.
The third semester is when they go out into the hospitals and out into the ambulance and start actually treating patients.
Right.
So we try to prepare them for that.
Well, that's good. And so, and West Hill College also has a nursing program?
Yes, we have a nursing program.
Good.
And the nursing program also utilizes the sim lab. There are actually 2 separated sim labs. One of them is the nursing sim lab. The other one is the paramedic sim lab. Okay. Although we do interchange and we utilize both labs for the nursing program and the paramedic program.
Wow. So, Raul, if someone wants to, sign up and either want to be a paramedic or be a nurse, let's go with the paramedic. What are the requirements for someone to get into a class?
The requirements for a paramedic, for our paramedic program, you have to be an EMT. So we do have EMT courses, emergency medical technician courses available. I believe we have 2 coming up in the spring semester.
Okay.
So you go through that course, you get your national accreditation, you get your local accreditation. From there, you will have to have anatomy, physiology, Bio 32, I think, and Bio 35.
Okay.
You will have to have English 51, successfully pass English 51, or test into English 1. So you can there's placement tests that you can do, and then have the EMT card, EMT certification, 18 years of age, clean record, clean bill of health, and then you can go into the program.
Awesome. And then how long are these programs?
The paramedic program is 3 semesters.
Okay.
So we have first semester, which we begin to introduce a lot of the theory behind paramedic care, and then we start advancing them further.
Okay.
And when they go into the second semester, there we begin to utilize, we utilize the simulation lab throughout. But the first semester simulation lab, very basic. The second semester, very complicated. We get complicated cases. The paramedic students have to be able to successfully intervene and essentially save the patient.
Right.
One of the cool things about simulation is that if they do, for example, they misdiagnosed or they gave the wrong medication.
Right.
Bad outcome for the patient. The patient will essentially go into cardiac arrest, respiratory arrest.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is that they have all these same feelings of, I did something wrong.
Right.
But then we can reset that.
Right.
The computer, we just go back, we reset it, and they can do that again.
Right.
And so they can figure out their own downfalls, and it's a lot more powerful when you can say, "Hey, I screwed up," versus me telling them you screwed up. I'm like their parent. You know, how many times have you listened to your parent? So yeah.
So Ralph, where can they get a hold of you if they want to have any more questions to ask about the programs?
We have our website, westhillscollege.com.
Okay.
The Lemoore site, we also have a Kalinka site. You can call 559-925-3490, and that is our health careers office, and they have all the information for you. We have EMT program, we have the EKG technician program, medical assistant programs, the RN program, registered nurses.
Wow.
We have the bridge programs to the nursing programs. So we have a lot to offer.
Well, good. So if anyone's interested in wanting to get educated and work in that sort of a field, get a hold of Ralph, and he would love, to guide you, help you out there, and figure out what it is that you would like to do. Well, Ralph, thank you so much for coming on my show, sweetie. Thank you.
It was nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, guys, we will be right back after this.